So I recently made a change to my website that's going to allow people to find my content easier and search my content easier inside my blog. And I want to show you how I did it because you might want to do it yourself. So if you go to my website now and you click on WordPress tutorials and tips and you go down, this is my blog page and it's outputting all the blog posts on my website on this one page. And obviously there's a lot of blog posts here, so I need to give people a way to go out and find what they're looking for. And the best way to do that is this search bar here. So what I really like about this search bar is when you start typing, it filters live. So if I start typing bricks, see how it filters as I write? Woo funnels, Autonami, WooCommerce. So that's how it works. Now I want to run you through quickly why I really like this after implementing it, why you might want to do it for yourself. And then I'm going to show you really quickly how you can go and copy and paste 4 bits of code into your website. And this will just work with any page builder, any theme. It's very straightforward to set up. So firstly, why do I like this? I am going out and I'm putting out a lot of content on YouTube and blog posts. And as part of that, putting out heaps of content, I need to make it easy for people to go and find things that they're looking for. So a thing is, I'm writing about WordPress plugins and you might want to go to my blog and you might want to search for Bricks Builder posts and just learn a little bit more about Bricks Builder and how it works. You don't really care about Beaver Builder or Elemental blog posts. So why should you have to go through that content if it's not relevant to you? So if you go up to here, you can search by your plugin name, for example, and you'll be able to filter all the content on my website by plugins you are using. So from a usability perspective, it just makes you finding the content that you're looking for, and that will be valuable for you a lot easier. And that's obviously better for me because it's better usability for you, and that makes you browsing my website, you're more likely to click around and see more pages. Now I'm going to show you later on how to take this blog layout with the table and the filter and apply it to other different parts of your website. So here I'm applying it to my blog page, but then here under my WordPress product reviews, I have this custom post type for my reviews and I'm outputting it there. So people can come into here and go, I want to know what Grant thinks about Bricks Builder. So you come into here and go Bricks Builder, and then you'd click into here and you'd read my Bricks Builder review. Or maybe you want to search for Beaver Builder, my Beaver Builder review, and so on. So that's another reason that I did it there. The third place that I'm using it on my website is my search results. So if you go to my website, you might search for a plugin that you're using. So you might come up to here and write bricks and then click here to search. And then that goes to a search results page. So this is all the content in my website related to the word bricks. And then after going, I want to know about bricks, right? So you search for bricks and then you go, oh, I want to know more about the header. So then you search all these blog posts related to Bricks Builder. You can search for the word header, remove header and footer. So it'll show all the blog posts related to bricks and header. So again, from a usability perspective, that's why I implemented it. I feel like it works really well. And I feel like maybe you might want to do the same. I also feel like the page loads really quickly. You don't have any featured images on the page. It's just pure text, small file size. Again, text versus an image, it's obviously going to load a lot quicker. So all around, I just am preferring this right now. I don't know, maybe in 6 months time, I'll go back to another layout, but right now I feel like this works really well. But now what we're going to do a very fast-paced setup. So when I say fast-paced, we're going to copy and paste all the code, get this working in our demo website. And once we have it working, we're going to reverse engineer and see how it's working behind the scenes and how each thing that we copy and paste, what it's actually doing. And then I'm going to show you some more advanced things related to it and some things you need to be careful with when you use this layout. So to do this, we're going to be copying and posting from a blog post related to today's video. So I'm going to leave a link to that blog post in the description below. You can also go to my website and search for show posts as table. It'll be this one here. So if we click into this blog post, we're going to start working our way through this article. So the first thing I want to point out is I actually found this code from this link here. So if you go and link that, it opens up a code pen, which looks like this, and you have your HTML and your JavaScript over here. There's not really any styling, and I've sort of tweaked it a little bit, like mainly just the CSS and stuff like that, but this is where the code came from. And yeah, whoever wrote this, thank you so much for doing it. Priyanka, very helpful, and I found this very useful. It's very easy to just copy and paste and it worked. So what I really like about this implementation is that it searches all the columns. So for example, if I write 99, 199, it's getting it from the price column. If I write 0123, it's getting it from the phone. If I write Doe, it's getting it from those two. If I write Alfred, it's getting it from the name. So I really like that it searches all the different columns. It's something worth noting. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that this was the source that I got this from. So the first thing that I did is I got that code from the code pen and I converted it into this shortcode. So we're going to copy this shortcode content here and we're going to paste it into our website. So here I am in my staging website, i.e. my demo website, and we're going to go to WP Codebox. And this is one of my favorite WordPress plugins right now. This is where I add all my custom JavaScript, CSS, anything to do with PHP code, PHP snippets, it all goes in here. So I'm not adding anything anymore under appearance and then theme editor, functions.php, style.css. I'm not adding it in there anymore. Everything goes into this one central place. So if you haven't used WP Codebox, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's made managing all my different code snippets and stuff so much easier, and it has some added benefits like you can write CSS here and see the changes live. It just has a lot of good stuff going on. I'm going to leave a link in the description below to the lifetime deal if you want to go and check it out. But what we're going to do is we're going to add our code into here for this video, and if you don't want to use WP Codebox, you would just add it wherever you normally do. So your functions.php file, wherever you add CSS, JavaScript, and so on. So we're going to add our first snippet, and we're going to call this post table, and it's going to be the shortcode, and it's going to be PHP. We're going to run it on the front end, and I'm just going to paste the code there like that, and then we're going to save, and then we'll enable it, and then we'll click save. So I'm just going to collapse this panel, and we're going to go into exactly what this shortcode is doing later on. But firstly, let's go ahead and add this shortcode into our website where it needs to output the table. So I'm going to copy this shortcode here. So copy, and then I'm going to be using Bricks Builder because that's the page builder that I use. If you're using another page builder, you would add this shortcode into the relevant template file. But again, this will work with any WordPress theme and any page builder. You just got to work out where you'd go and add that code into the template. Before Bricks Builder, again, we copy this and we go to Bricks and then Templates, and then I'll click Add New Template, and then here I'll write Post Table Layout, and then I'm going to make this an archive template type, and I'm going to click Publish, and then I'll go Edit with Bricks, and then I'm going to insert a section. I'm just going to make this section have a white background, so I'll go up here and go white background, and then inside the container, I'm going to go Add, and we're going to add a shortcode element like that, and then we're just going to add our shortcode here, so bracket that and that, and again, this is just that text there in square brackets. It's like this, and then I'm going to save that. So let's go to the front end of our website, and I'm going to click on WordPress tutorials and tips. So this is my blog page, and the layout that we see here, this is the default layout for the blog page or your archives inside the Bricks theme. And just to quickly run through what this blog page is for people that maybe are just getting their feet wet into WordPress, your blog page is basically the page that you define to output your list of posts. So the way that you do that, if you go to the dashboard, you go to pages and then you add a new page. So I'll go to all pages, and you can see that I've already created a page named blog. So there it is there, blog page. And then after I created that page named blog, I went to settings and then reading. And then here I said the post page is going to be that blog page. And when you go ahead and do that, that outputs your list of blog posts here on your blog page. So that is what it is. And again, we can right click and go inspect element, and you can see that the body class has blog here. So again, it is our blog page. So now that this is our blog template, i.e. our post page here, that's outputting all our blog posts, let's go back to this Bricks template. And again, if we save this and we go back to here and we refresh the page, it's not taking effect. And that's because we need to define conditions for this template to apply to. So if we go to settings and then template settings and then conditions, we can add a condition, and then here we're going to select individual, and then here we need to search for our blog page. Now I think there might be a bug with Bricks Builder where it doesn't return all your results here. I guess it has a limit. So what I do is back here for my blog page, I'll edit the page, and then here I write a word, so we can just say bike, and I'll click update. And then if I come back into here and search for the word bike, now we can see it there, and then I'll click save. And then if we go back to our blog and I refresh this, and now we have that table design. but it's not styled, it doesn't have any CSS, and the JavaScript doesn't work with the filter. So if we search for something, it's not working. So that's what we're going to do next. But I'm going to go back here, and just to keep this clean, I'm going to get rid of that and click save. So that's just a little tip for the Bricks users, how to find pages if they don't show up in the dropdown. Put a unique word there and then it should work, then get rid of it after you've used it. So now that we've added this, let's go back to our blog post, and we're going to go to the next bit, which is CSS. So we've output the table with the blog post with that shortcode. Now we're going to style the look of the table. So we're going to copy all of this, and then back here, I'm going to go add new snippet, and we'll say post table CSS, and we're going to make this a CSS file and make it an external file, and we're going to load this on the front end, and I'm going to paste that code, and then we'll save, and then we'll enable and click save. So now if we go back here and we refresh the page, our table is looking nice. Okay, the styling's there, but we don't have the JavaScript yet, so that's not working. So let's go back to our blog post and go to the next bit. So JavaScript, let's copy this and go down and down, copy, and then go back to our code box, and we'll go new snippet, and we'll go post table and JavaScript, and we're going to make this JavaScript, and we're going to make it external, and we're going to load this on the front end, and we'll load this in the footer. So we'll go up, and I'm just going to paste the JavaScript code, so everything like that, and then we'll go save, and then enable, and then save. And then if we go back here and reload the page, so now if we search, it should work. So bricks, so now it's actually searching our results, so redirect, and so on. So the next thing that we need to do is looking at this table, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 blog posts are being output here in the table, but I want to output every blog post in my database so that you can use this filter up here and it searches my entire, all the blog posts in my website. So why is this outputting 10? This is outputting 10 because if we go to our dashboard and then we go settings and then reading, we've set this to only show 10 when it goes and queries our database. So if I set this to 30 and I go down and click save and then refresh the page, you'll see that it's outputting a lot more there. So we actually don't want to set a number here. I'm going to set that back to 10 because that affects everywhere on our website. Everywhere that we have a query that outputs a list of posts, this is going to affect it. And you might only want to output this table layout with all your blog posts just for your blog. But other custom post types, you might want to still limit it to 10 and have pagination where there's page 2, 3, and 4. So just to keep that in mind, what I would do is I'd recommend setting this to 10 or 9 or whatever you use in your website. And now we just need to go and add some code that is going to only affect this page here and output all of them on this page. So it's going to overwrite this setting for 10 just wherever we need it. So I'm going to refresh this page here. So it's going to go back to 10 and then we'll go back to our blog post and we're going to use this code here. So copy this code. It's PHP code. So copy, go back to WP code box, and then we'll add a new snippet and we'll call this post table. This is going to be get posts, and then we're going to make PHP. It's going to load on the front end and we'll paste our code there and we'll click save and then enable and then save. And now if we go back here and we refresh the page, our blog page is now outputting every blog post in our website. So if you're just to copy and paste or work it out as you go, I'm going to again leave a link to the blog post that has all these code snippets that you can copy and paste. And if you copy and paste what I've shown you up until this point, you should have a working table with a filter. If you want to learn more about exactly what's happening here and some things to avoid and how you can go and take this and apply it to other parts of your website, so not just your blog page, but also up here, WordPress product reviews, a custom post type archive page, or if people search up here and click search, you can apply this to your search results. So I'm going to show you how to apply it to different parts of your website as well later on this video. So for those that want to better understand what's going on, let's go ahead and go back to WP code box and let's keep this nice and neat. So I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to call this post table and press enter. And then let's drag all the snippets into the post table folder. So drag that, and then that, and then that. So let's just open that up and there they all are. It's sort of like developing your own plugin using an interface. It's really good. I really love this plugin. So let's go through the first thing. So the shortcode, and we'll collapse that. So wherever we add this shortcode, it says if there's posts in the query, it's going to create our table head, which has our filter, which is this section up here. So this input search box, this and that. So that code is here. That's what that's responsible for. If there's posts in the query, create the filter because we're going to output at least one post. And then while there's posts in the query, loop through the posts in their own table row, so TR table row, and then you're going to have one column, so table data, which is the title, which is wrapped, so linked to the permalink, so the link to the blog post, and then we're going to have a second column, so second table data, which is the date. So one row, two columns, post title that's linked, and the date, and it just loops through until there's none there. So worth pointing out here is that we're not defining a query inside this shortcode. You could take this code here, write your own query up the top here, and then go through and loop through that table there. But this is in fact using the main query. So you could go and add this shortcode onto any template inside your website, and it will just loop through the main query items and output them as a table. Before we go to the next part, I just want to show you this commented out code here. So I gave an example here in the comments of how you would go and add a new column into your table. So if I go ahead and uncomment this, so we're going to add a new table heading, so a new column called software, and then I'm going to get rid of that. And in that software column, we're going to go and for the post ID, we're going to go to a custom taxonomy called software and output the terms in that custom taxonomy for that post. So I'm going to save that, and then we'll go back to my blog page and go down, and we'll just refresh the page. And now we have a third column there. So that's how easy it is to go out and do that. And as I showed you previously, this search up here searches every column. So if I want to search for WP Codebox, I could search for it there, and it's going to show me these three posts. These three posts, if I do a Command F, they don't have WP Codebox in the post title. The only reason they're showing here as results is because it searched this column here. So I just wanted to point that out. Very useful, and it's very easy to add new columns there. So that covers that shortcode. So the CSS, I don't need to go through what the CSS is doing. It's basically going out and just styling the table. One thing to point out is, I don't know if I'll leave it here when I go and review the code after this video, but this is a bricks builder variable. I just wanted to show you how you would use that here, but you could just go ahead and overwrite that. So if we just make that 000 for black, that's the table head row, and click save. If we go back here and refresh the page, you can see that that is black now. So that's the CSS. If we go over to the JavaScript, so the JavaScript, I didn't write this and I'm no expert in JavaScript, so I can't go too into detail of what it's doing, but out of the box, it's going to work. That's basically, all we really need to focus on here. You can basically work out what it's doing. So it's going and in our table, so we're defining where our table is. And then for that table, it's going through each of the cells and getting that data. And then when we search, so it's getting our text. So it's getting our text, and then it's just searching whatever we write in that input field versus the data in the table, and then it's outputting that row. It's without fully understanding what's going on in this code, we can deduce that, that's what's happening there. And then this last PHP snippet up here, this is using a filter inside the WordPress core code called pre-get-post. And what this is doing is when a page tries to load for your user, before it goes to the database and gets the posts that it thinks it's supposed to get, you can use this filter to customize what it gets from the database. So if we go back here, so settings and reading, I showed you before that when our blog page tried to load at the start of this tutorial, it was getting 10 posts, and it was getting it from here because that's what we'd set. Get 10 posts here. So coming back to here, when WordPress tried to load our blog page and we didn't have this code, it would get this setting from here, and then it would go to the database and list 10 posts on our blog page. But now that we're using this filter, is WordPress loads and it knows it's our blog page, and then it thinks that it needs to get 10 posts, but then this comes in after it. So it goes, let's get 10 posts, then it fires this, and then it goes, let's not get 10 posts, let's get -1 posts, which means get all of them. That's just what WordPress uses to get all of them, -1, get all of them, and then it goes to the database and gets the posts, hence the name pre-get-post. So here, if it's the home page, and in WordPress, is home is sort of like is blog isn't a real thing. It's a little bit confusing if you haven't been using WordPress for a little bit, but is home means the home page of your blog. Because remember, WordPress started off as a blogging platform. So is home means, is it your blog page? If it is, then set it to get unlimited blog posts -1. So get all of them. So we're going to come back to this and add a couple of more things here and play around with this a little bit more once we look at the next bit in this tutorial, which is we currently have this affecting our blog blog page. But if we go to our custom post type archive here, so we have this custom post type, which is reviews. This is using the default layout from the Bricks theme currently. How do we go and now apply our table layout to this custom post type archive? Again, if we right click and go inspect element, you can see it's a custom post type archive for this custom post type in my website. So the way that we do that in Bricks Builder is very easy. If we go back to our template here, all we need to do is add a condition, and then we're going to go up here and go archive, and then we could go here and select a post type, and then here we could select my reviews post type, which is here, product reviews, and then we could click save. And now if we go back here and we refresh the page, now that has taken effect. So our Bricks template is now applied to our custom post type archive for our post type WP_reviews, my reviews post type. Now, the next place that I want to put this template is my search results. So if I go up to here and I go to something like Bricks and I press search, this is the default layout for the search results page by the Bricks theme. If we go down, it has our pagination for page 2. So let's go ahead and apply our table layout to this. So going back here, again, very easy. We just need to add a condition if it is our search results, and then we click save, and then we'll go back here and refresh the page. And now that has taken effect there. So we have our blog. If I click on that, so it's applying here. And then if we click on our custom post type archive, it's applying there. And then if we do a search and we search for Bricks, if we search for Bricks there, it's applying there. So that's all working. So why were we able to just go into Bricks Builder here and just apply this template with this shortcode to work under these conditions set here, and it just works? And it all comes back to this here, this shortcode. It uses the main query. So when we searched for Bricks, we search for Bricks up here, it goes to the database, it gets our list of all our posts that have Bricks in the name or are related to Bricks, and then it loops through all of them in this shortcode and outputs them as a table. And so it goes, we search for Bricks, it goes to our database, it gets all of our posts, and then our shortcode fires, and then it goes, if there's posts, so if there's search results to show, then it goes through and outputs them there. So again, of course, this is using the main query. That's why we could use it for the search results, custom post type archive, and our blog page. So a really important thing that you need to be aware of is if we go back here and we go to my product reviews up here. So again, this is a custom post type archive for my product reviews post type. If we go down, we can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 posts shown there. And I know that whenever I see 10 posts output on a page on my website, I know that that's being affected by, if we go back to my dashboard, the settings and then reading this here, 10. And if you're ever not sure, change it to something like 30 and then go down and click save changes. And then we can come back here and refresh the page. And the last one was Beaver Builder. Now we've got a lot more there. I think I have about 17 here. So let's go back and let's set this to 10 and go down and click save. And then we'll go back here and refresh. And now we're back to 10 for my custom post type archive. So now how do we go and for this custom post type archive output all the posts for this post type? Well, that's back in WP code box and then this pre-get post function. So here in the code, if it's our blog page, post per page, output them all. We just need to go and add a new condition. So if it's our blog page or is post type archive, and then we put our post type name, so WP_review. If it's our blog page or it's this post type's archive page, then output them all, -1. So we'll click save. And then if we go back here and refresh the page, now that is working. Now we have them all output there. And I know that because Autonami was the first one that I wrote on my website. So now let's do a search. So I'll go Bricks and press search. And we go down. Again, we can see there's 10 search results here. I know there should be more. So we need to go back to here and we need to add a new condition. So if it's our blog home or it's our custom post type. So here I'm going to say or is search. So now if I click save and I go back to the search results and I refresh the page. So now we're getting a lot more results there than the 10. We're getting all of the posts in our website related to the search term Bricks. weeks. And you'll just go ahead and add more conditions here based on where you want to output this on your website. But I think that's a really good foundation for you just to go out to quickly copy and paste those 4 bits of code and get this working, and then sort of understand what it's doing behind the scenes, where you could potentially use this shortcode, and how you'd go and customize this here to work with your website and where you're outputting it on your website. Now, if you are using Bricks Builder, what I would recommend you do next is go and watch this video here, blog page in Bricks Builder the correct way. I've been using Bricks Builder for like 6 weeks now, and I had been setting up my blog page the wrong way, and the way that I show you in this video is just so much easier to go and set up and a lot easier to manage long term. So I definitely recommend watching this video here. If you're not using Bricks Builder, the best video for you to watch next is going to be my Bricks Builder review. It's a 2-hour video. Watch it at 1.5 times speed, 2 times speed to get through it a bit faster. I've timestamped the entire video, and I really feel like that is the next best video, because if you're not using Bricks Builder, I really feel like it is the best page builder for WordPress right now. And this video is a free way for you to just see what everyone's talking about, because it is gaining traction, and I feel like for good reason. So definitely recommend watching one of those 2 videos. I'm going to put them up on the screen now. Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.